What is going on, everybody? Thick Beverages back here with some more Mon Bazou. Don't mind me, just tugging my mic cord around everywhere. If you heard some weird sounds, that's probably what that was. Just adjust that real quick. There we go. Yeah, we're back here today with more Mon Bazou. And as you can see, it's a Saturday, early in the morning. We have barrels. We got tons and tons of wood. Tons and tons of growing firewood trees, and we made huge expansions to the firewood farm, or to the maple syrup farm. We have lines and lines of trees growing all the way down the path there. Excuse me. We have a big chunk of them growing with our big patch over there. I planted a few more over here. Yeah, there's trees upon trees growing up everywhere. So, and then on top of that, we got some spicy parts for the E36 Racecar. So, we're gonna go ahead and start up this firewood farm, or start up this maple syrup farm. So we're sitting on 23,000 right now. We just sold 24 barrels this week. So that should be a nice payday. That should be enough to get us connected to the grid power once we hit the Sunday tomorrow. Okay, that is jam-packed, fully loaded. So we have 12 barrels ready to go right there. Or we have 11 barrels then. Our one barrel right here. So, but yeah, we have 12 barrels at the maple syrup place right there already. I'm gonna go ahead and transfer another pack of sprouts and another tubing roll over to our trees we have growing in progress. You can see the big progress we've been making here. Our sugar tank's been having a little trouble keeping up there with our maple syrup production here. So yeah, we have a ton of trees growing here. It's gonna be excellent. It's gonna be, I'd say, at least between 30 and 50, maybe 60 new trees are gonna be connected. That's gonna be good. You're gonna see a big increase in how much that sugar tank is filling up. Okay, so now that that's going, so I'm gonna head back over there once more. Take a swig of maple syrup. And then I'm gonna drag another tubing roll back over there as well. And we can go install some parts on the E36. It's good maple syrup, yes. That's a full barrel. Can leave that dispensing. Worry about that later. Alright. I'm just gonna drag a tubing roll. Preferably not one that's half dead. There we go. Good. Alright, into the garage we go. Looks like excellent. All of our plants are done as well. I mean, except for one potato and the cannabis plants. Or sorry, 2 potatoes. And our 3 cannabis plants here. We're gonna let all of those go. We're gonna harvest all of those at once. But I'm gonna go ahead and refill our generator real quick. We're gonna be running that thing. Gonna be running it overtime all day. Should be good. But as you can see, I left the other parts of my truck. As you can see here, we have some excellent parts. I was gonna buy the race engine, but then I was comparing the price, and they're about 3,600, like 3,700 all in for the turbo setup. And then for the race engine, you're like 4,800, I think. So I figured for a slightly cheaper option, we would go for the turbo. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and install all those parts. But first, I figured I've had this yellow paint lying around, and you guys are probably wondering what I was gonna do with this. Yeah. Banana truck. Okay, so you could make orange. That's if you only put a light coat on it, it turns it orange. That's orange. Interesting. So you can mix some of the colors to make other colors. I like that. I like that. But here we have banana truck here. That's looking excellent. I figure I'll black out the rims on banana truck. You know, those were looking pretty good. Nice and shiny and white. Okay, so the banana truck has blacked out wheels as well. Alright, I know the real reason we're in the garage. Let's install some E36 car parts after we crawl right through it. Here, let's bring the car closer so I'm not creeping my way halfway across the garage to work on it. That's better. Alright, so let's get these old sway bars out. Install these racing sway bars. Well, these street sway bars out, not the old sway bars. The tire inflator is what I grabbed. I was wondering, why can't I take these bolts out? There we go. Alright. You can clip through basically anything in the garage besides the wall. Okay. Not bad. If you're on the creeper at least, so. There's some fun to be had with the creeper. Pick those up, zip those back in. Alright. Racing sway bars. Alright, so we got racing sway bars installed. Not bad, not bad. Ready to go ahead and install limited smoke as well. Go ahead. Slip those street sway bars back on the shelf. Flip this one over. Here we go. Be good to get this old welded differential under there. Bolts am I missing? Oh yeah, okay. Disconnect the Can I rip this out yet? Boys, come on. Did I take it sway bar bolts too? What the hell's going on with this welded differential? Is it welded in there? God damn. There it is. Bastard. We take out like 12 bolts. Okay, here we go. Limited slip is in there. That's probably the hardest part of this whole process is installing the differential. What the? No! My creeper, it's under there. Damn it. Oh, no. That was a bad idea. Wait. Okay. Okay, okay. Good stuff, yeah, yeah. Uh... Okay, so... let's go ahead and put the rest of those bolts back in before we do anything else. Damn it. Of course I hit E. Okay, so potentially could be catastrophic when we get back in the vehicle. Oh my god. Okay. Okay, those aren't going anywhere. Differential. Okay. It's good, Beppis. Cool and good. Excuse me. Beppis is too cool and good. Alright, so a little bit time consuming here. Grabbing all these bolts, but that's what happens when half of the rear end isn't bolted down. You get in the car and half the car just falls apart and flies halfway across the garage. Okay. One more bolt here. Okay, so the camber arms aren't going anywhere. The sway bar isn't going anywhere. I just gotta make sure the rest of the differential is bolted in. And then we just have to potentially actually, it's not clipped through the table, so I'm hoping it's not too catastrophic. But that's what happens when we get off the creeper while we're completely under the car and can't get access to the creeper. And then, yeah. Not fun. Okay, so bolted in, bolted in, bolted in. Okay, so just 2 more bolts left. I'm holding one of them. Okay, that's where the last one goes. Right through the bushing mount. There we go. Okay. Now, all bolts are accounted for. Everything is bolted in. Can we pull this thing out of here? Okay, we're safe. We're safe. Alright. I'm just gonna make sure not to get off the creeper while we're under the car. Make sure you're not gonna be working under the car anymore. So everything's installed there. We can go ahead and pop the hood now. Because we're about to do some serious work under the hood. Oh yeah. Go ahead and throw that welded. Yeah, we're gonna throw that up there. Alright, we're gonna bring in these parts. Go ahead and drop our expensive turbo parts on the floor. Okay, so that one's just a clear one, not just a regular metal one or anything like that. Was that a bolt to the transmit? That was. I was gonna say that was a bolt out of the bell housing right there. There we go. Yeah, taking out fucking transmission bolts here. Okay. Yeah, that one I fired over here was a regular metal one, so regular 12 mil. Go there in your home. Okay, so this thing is getting turboed. Drop our old ITBs there. But this thing, even though this thing did sound awesome with ITBs. Drop our old exhaust manifold there. Excuse me. That turbo intake on there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, how do we put the intercooler on? Do we have to take the... I mean, clearly we don't have to take the front bumper off, but... Oh, okay, so that's bolted in right there. Alright. It hits the turbo now. Oh, that looks awesome. Whoops. Go. Actually, you know what? Yeah, let's use up the rest of these purple bolts. Purple suspension bolts, purple bolts everywhere in the engine bay. Alright. Two for the exhaust manifold down there. We'll use as orange. God damn, I can see shit down there with that turbo in the way. We're gonna need the creeper for those exhaust manifold for the bottom bolts on the manifold there, the exhaust. Okay, there we go. And then the rest of those bolts can be purple. Wait, we used to have purple bolts on a turbo manifold on the like turbo. Oh, good. Yeah. This is definitely. Yeah, I could open my other pack of purples. Yeah, I'll open the other pack of purples just to keep the engine bay matching. And there's still one more bolt that goes in there. There's just a 3. No, I guess it's just those 3. Yeah, just those 3. Alright. Let's zip everything up there. Impact. Okay. Yeah, I think everything's good here. Oh wait, I gotta we gotta bolt the intercooler down. Yeah, right there. Bolts? It's just those 2 bolts, is there more? No, it seems like just actually we'll just get in the car, and if it flies out of there, then no, it seems like we're good. Alright. Yeah. I know we got pretty caught up in the car here. Because the fire at the farm is definitely out. Go ahead and off my orange bolts right here. Alright, so that's some orange bolts right there. I'm gonna go ahead and munch a floor poutine right here. Only the best floor poutine. Cool and good peppers. Only the best. Yes, the fire definitely went out. However, our tanks are pretty much full, so kind of works out. And it did make another full barrel while we were gone, so it's not all bad. So just gonna get this fire going so we can drink some maple syrup on it. Finally, the log I buried in the ash there in the fire pit finally caught. Since those tanks are full, I'm gonna really load up this fireplace. Close up the door. Alright, so now this fireplace is almost exploding. Put another barrel there. Okay, so gonna leave that dispensing. Alright, so we're gonna go back, check out our E36, and see how it rips. Could potentially be deadly. We will find out. We forgot to inhale some maple syrup while we were there. Oh yeah. We need to get a better look at that before we take it for a rip. But our turbo is officially installed. It is looking super spicy. Like, oh. If I could do that to my IRL E36, like, unfortunately, I don't have, like, 10 to 15 grand to reinforce my motor and drop on a turbo kit, so. Oh. It sounds awesome. Oh my god. This thing rips. It is pretty hard to control, but it feels a lot better with that limited slip instead of that welded. Not bad, okay. This thing is gonna rip once we unlock the racetrack. Oh yeah, just sideswipe it. Yeah, okay. Do some fresh work to the E36. Sideswipe the shit out of it on the side of the garage. Oh yeah. Oh man, that thing sounds awesome now though. Oh, and it's looking good too. Alright, there's some big work on the E36. We're gonna zip over to the farm real quick just to inhale some maple syrup, top up the fire. We're gonna like really jam pack it. Basically just keep jam packing it until our energy meter is too high to stay there, and then we'll have to hit the hay. But alright, our sugar tanks are still looking pretty good. Gonna turn some lights on over here. There we go. Ready to top this up. Inhale some of that. That's good stuff. Nice, we're still overloaded here. That's what I like to see. That's how much I overloaded it the first time. Oh god. It caught and then just flew out of there. It was like, nope, not today. Alright. If I can jam pack enough firewood in this thing to keep it going until 9 o'clock in the morning when the vacuum pump turns on again, I can literally keep this thing going for 24 hours. The flame is so big, it's just like clipping right through. I don't even want to open a door. Wood is just gonna explode out of there. I got too caught up in loading the fireplace of wood. As much as I know wood is gonna explode out of there when I open that door, I kind of want to open it. Okay, we're gonna open it. Okay, well, not the kind of explosion I was expecting. One piece flew out of there, but there's like 15 like visible pieces in there. I'm gonna close it before any other ones fly out of there. Throw these on here. Go. Trying to grab from this side of the pile so I can clear myself more of a walking path to my barrels here because I'm just having to bounce over the firewood pile all of the time. Alright, our energy meter is really starting to get up there. Can we stay here for like another 10 seconds? We ran over here, so it's going to take a little bit of energy to get back there. Okay, excellent. And leave that dispensing. Okay, we're overloaded to the point where it should run. It should keep itself going. That's a nice payday. 41,000. Okay, so we have enough to connect ourselves to grid power. And yeah, so that's good stuff. We're gonna head into town once we wake up there. Good stuff. Yes, sir. 10 a.m. on the Sunday. And it is a great Sunday indeed. It might be the last time we fill this generator, who knows. But we're gonna take old banana truck into town and grab some Sunday gasoline. Our boy Jacques here, hooking us up with gas anytime. I'm just gonna go over and check it out. This thing, it's so much different. When this in the cabin, this thing's just yellow. It's so much more in your face. I like it though. Okay. Definitely didn't pack enough in there to keep it going that long, but then again, there was really no point. The tanks were emptied. So Not bad. It made another full barrel before we left. Alright, so we're just gonna get this farm going again real quick. I'm gonna turn the lights off. There we go. Okay, so just gonna semi-overload this. I'm just gonna wait on this barrel because I need to take a swig of maple syrup anyway. Okay, there we go. What the? Did my controller fully die? Don't tell me it fully died. I hope it didn't fully die. No, no. Okay, good. Just turned off. Too much working on the car and other stuff like that. Oh god, I forgot. Now we can't drive it randomly. And the controller fully died. Damn it, damn it, damn it. As you can see, when the controller fully dies, if you have any input going on it, that input just stays indefinitely. Okay. Alright. Okay, now the controller's dead. Okay, so we're going to be doing some mouse and keyboard driving, which I'm not the greatest at. Which is R for the gear shift, good. Whoops. Yeah, you can see I'm not the greatest with keyboard driving. Mostly use a controller for driving. Okay, there we go. And that's what I was doing. We were backing up because with my tree setup here now, certain parts of the farm you can't just drive across. You literally just get barred in trees. It's a tree prison. There we go. You have to drive between the valley of trees. Okay, so. The keyboard driving is not so bad. When you have that just instantaneous max range of motion, it sometimes helps. Rather than, whoops, fat fingered F and drop the gear. Yeah, but rather than precision, sometimes just max input right away helps. I mean, it helps when it comes to the lift off oversteer, like right there. Like I just went off the gas and then just used steering, and that thing just like pulled itself around the corner. It was flawless. Okay, but anyway, I'm glad we were stuck in a wall of trees when the controller died, because if we were doing full speed when that happened, it could have been really bad. Come on. Oh, we got 8 minutes. We got it. Yeah. Alright, we talked to Gillies. Alright, so I have tons of money. I kind of want to see what Roger's got over there. But first, I'm gonna stop by the post office where I left the Okay, is this where I left the note from the hydro company? Number 69. Nice. 28,998. So we'll still have like almost 14,000 left over. 14,000 left over around there. Alright. Jason Tremblay. So where do we do I just what we're at post box. Oh, okay. You just ram it into the post box. Alright, so apparently we're connected to grid power. Alright, well. Alright, so I'm gonna grab gasoline right here. Fill up my gas cans. And then we're gonna head back home and see what grid power looks like. It's a good thing we're here. I gotta fill up my truck anyway. There we go. Now I'm getting a little more used to the keyboard driving. Alright, so we are connected to grid power. The only other massive purchase I'm going to make is an electric auto heater. That thing is around 17,000. And since I'm getting about $17,000 paydays, I'm going to go ahead and after I fill up my truck, which I forgot to do, I'm going to go ahead and buy some more parts for the E36. Maybe buy a hood, buy a trunk for it. Okay. My man Roger, what is going on? What kind of good, expensive stuff do you have for me today? Yo, man. Hey, yo, bud. Ooh, pink bolts. Okay. I need a pack of those. I only have one pack of those, and they look pretty spicy. Alright, so I got all your good stuff. Yeah, see the turbo man, the entire turbo setup here. So 2849, and you got 1,000. That's 38, and then you got 450. So that's around 4,200, and then you're around 4,800 all in for the race engine. So you're saving a little bit of money there. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and I could get spicy. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna get spicy. Go with the carbon hood and the carbon trunk. dropping big bags. Big car parts. Alright. Actually, what, can we rotate this? And then... Nope, this hood is just too large for the trunk. Okay. I could get nitrous. Sports seat. Yeah, may as well get the seat too. Throw the seat in the seat. Almost knocked over my beverage. Okay. Forgot I have loose objects, loose expensive objects in the trunk, in the bed of the truck. The only benefit I'm finding, another benefit I'm finding to keyboard driving is that I'm using the mouse to walk around. It's a lot smoother than the right joystick on the controller. That's why it takes me so long to walk around when I'm driving with the controller. So I sacrifice general walking around speed, other stuff like that, or precision while driving. Oh, I seal the power poles here now. There's a few, actually, well, there's two right there, but okay. Plant them in a truck right there. More awesome car parts. That's good for now. Okay, so now that we're on grid power, did it say it would take any time for installation? I didn't read. Have it out letter. It's just like, anybody grid power, sign it. Take my money. Okay. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead, start up the farm again. Not like too much in our sugar tanks. I'm running it quite a bit here. But we gotta take another swig of syrup, so. The vacuum pump is still running for another hour, so run until what is it? 6 o'clock, I think. 16 is or no, 4 o'clock. Yeah, 4 o'clock. Okay. We just got our barrel ready to go. Good stuff. Hop over the firewood pile. And yep, 4 more barrels, and we'll have another full skid of barrels ready to go to Eric at the Federation. Our barrel output so far is 24 barrels per week. Not too bad. Yeah, that's going to be running for a bit. It'll probably run itself out with how much I've loaded in there. It doesn't have a lot and no sugar tanks, so yeah, that'll probably run itself out. I'm going to go ahead and install the carbon hood and carbon trunk on the E36 there, since we've been working on that a bunch. I figured I may as well install those parts at a spot. Okay. Unzip those quick. Are those the stock bolts, or did it replace those? Oh, those are stock bolts in the pile. Yeah. Yeah, those are stock ones as well. Okay, go. In the pile you go. Excellent. Alright. Damn, that looks good. Not the rusty parts of the engine, but all parts are replaced. Carbon hood. Yes, sir. Bolt. Yeah, let's do purples. Get a match. All with a match. Can't reach it from over there. Dang. Alright. Carbon trunk. Swap that on there. That one went through the table. Okay. Come on, there we go. Alright. Yep. Zip zip and a zip zip. Alright. Now that's what I'm talking about. Well, we gotta get C installed too. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'll install the seat later. But yeah, it's been a pretty eventful episode, everybody. If you're still here with me and you're watching all the way with the 30th episode, I really appreciate it, and I really hope you guys have been enjoying the content I've been putting out. I've been working really hard to try and put it out on a solid schedule. My work schedule doesn't really allow for that, but I've been trying my best, and it really means a lot to me that, quite a few people are watching these videos, and, almost 20 people have subscribed to me, so if you're really liking the content, be sure to leave me a like and, leave a subscribe there, and, as always, I hope you guys have been enjoying the content, and as always, take it easy, and I'll see you in the next one.